All right. So a good April Fool's one I did see. It's really kind of messed up. A apartment complex sent out an email to all their tenants and told them that they've hidden a golden key around the apartment buildings, and the first person who find it will get free rent for a year. Okay. The entire fucking neighborhood is out there searching for it. Nobody's thinking that this is a April Fool's joke. And then, like a couple hours later, when they started realizing it was kind of getting out of hand, it was like, "Oh yeah, guys, this is April Fool's." Haha. Yeah, people was not happy.
That's funny. It's like that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You get people laid up in the house, unable to get out of bed, and then all of a sudden they hear about the golden ticket, and they up dancing now. That's crazy.
I was surfing on TikTok, not TikTok, Twitter or X the other day, looking at April Fools. They had one for Tic Tac. Tic Tac had a Dr. Pepper flavor Tic Tac. And first I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is clearly April Fools, but my mind quickly went like, would that be bad? I feel like there's a percentage of the population that likes Dr. Pepper that would love Dr. Pepper flavored Tic Tacs.
I think it's defeating the purpose.
I would try it once.
Going to make your breath fresh. What are we trying
I would
to do
try
here?
it once.
I would try it once. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would totally try it once.
So here's it, and Sekou, you just kind of sparked this. Here's a conversation. Let's put in our guesses and biddings right now to who's going to buy TikTok, if anyone.
Ooh, okay. Oh man, there's so many people in the running. You got your Amazons, you got your Oracles, you got A16. Oh, A16 is piling on Oracle, I think.
Wait, A16Z? Like Adrian Horowitz?
Yeah, he's teaming up with Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah, to try to get in there. Who else was there? There was an oddball. Oh, it was Alexis Ohana, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he needs to be worried about relaunching Dig. See, this is how I know.
Yes.
See, this is how I know Dig is not coming back. It's not going to come back. I saw the South by Southwest conference that they had, and they're still, the founders. Alexis Ohanian seems like the one with his head screwed on, right? But everyone else is a very kind of laissez-faire about it. I think that they got in, they got their money. You know what I mean? They're building a log cabin somewhere. They live in hanging with probably who's the Twitter founder, Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey, yeah.
They just seem like they're just partiers, and no, focus on that. Let's get that back up and running. Don't worry about buying TikTok. But how is he trying to buy TikTok?
So let's do this. Let's do who you actually think is going to acquire it, and then who would you actually like to acquire it? Adrian, let's start with you. So who you actually think is going to acquire it, and then who you actually like to acquire it.
Okay. I think Oracle is going to acquire it. And who I would actually like to acquire would be Alexis Ohanian, with co-ownership to Serena Williams. That's who I would want.
Okay. Sekou?
Okay. So I think the folks that will acquire it, I don't know, I feel like Amazon has a good chance.
Same. Yeah.
I think Amazon does. Actually, really, I've seen Oracle and Amazon. Oracle maybe just one notch up, just because I think TikTok uses Oracle servers to run their hardware. So there's that. Who I would want to actually own it, Mr. Beast actually put in for it, right? He publicly expressed interest. So
yeah, I think he's I forgot what group he joined, but he joined one of the groups to put in a bid.
I hate that I'm down with that. I hate that I'm down with that too. I would agree with that too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. I think it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Amazon, who I think is going to acquire it, and then who I would like to acquire it, although they haven't put in a bid as of yet. Disney.
Disney.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
This falls underneath, their category of what they do. There is not a company that's existent that knows more about entertaining families more than Disney.
Disney has tanked their entire IP, man. Like they had not been doing good, man. Like it would be Disney bringing in some outside leadership to run it. So if Disney runs it, I want them to bring in someone
Mr.
else,
Beast.
and Mr. Beast, Alexis Ohanian, to work as the main factor there, the main CEO of that.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney's still worth 150 billion too. So
they got cash. They can afford it. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Last thing before we start here, sleeper buy. So somebody who's not put in the bid, somebody that you can see come out of nowhere and be like, oh man, and like once they buy it, it'll surprise you, and then when you think on it, you're like, oh yeah, this could be good. Adrian, it's over to you.
I'm gonna say Warner Music Group.
Okay.
A record label. Yep. Or Universal.
Yeah, that's on brand with you. Sekou.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Ooh. The dark horse pick. Okay. All right. Yeah. What do you think, Marlon?
It's because immediately my mind goes to real estate, so I'm trying to like wrap it back and stuff over here.
They own more than real estate. That's just one of their things.
Oh, I know. It was my first thing, but first name my mind goes to. Yeah. I guess because they're a competitor, not a competitor, but there's like Blackstone.
Yeah, they're competitor to Blackstone. Yeah, Blackstone did actually put a bid in for TikTok. Oh, they're partnering with Oracle. Oh, they may be partnering with Oracle. So I feel like Oracle has the leg up here. It looks like there's a lot of people jumping on that bandwagon. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give my sleeper.
Master P.
Wow.
You know he's already put a bid in.
I know, right?
He's already put a bid in, and he's about to be on social media in 3 days talking about why they didn't pick him. Everything.
He was swooping for the Hornets, though. I don't know if you saw that footage.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, he didn't make it, but I mean, the highlights were good. The highlights were good. You know.
I go Apple.
Apple.
I go Apple.
They definitely have the cash for it.
Yeah, I go Apple.
And you know what? They would actually get a leg up in this AI race too. So
yeah,
that actually might be nice.
And between all of the companies, they may have the best relationship with China.
Better.
Because you remember, I don't know if it still stands, but China said we'll set the platform. We're just not giving you guys the algorithm.
Yeah. Well, without the algorithm, I think it's not a lot of it, right? Isn't that like the most valuable part is the algorithm?
Right. It's definitely most valuable. That's what they were saying. They said we'll sell the app. We're just not going to give you guys the algorithm.
Yeah.
So whoever acquires it needs to be able to build something very, very close, to such.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. That's it. That's very interesting. I wonder how many GPUs they have. So I think someone would just buy them for their GPUs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get it cranking. Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, guys. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to another episode of AI with Friends. I am one of your co-hosts of three. To my right there, I got Sekou, and to my left, I have Adrian. Fellas, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Another day in paradise, buddy.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, if you're watching this, is that to my right?
Technically, it's to my. I'm looking at the screen. He's to your right. Yes, he's to your right. If you're looking at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Look, it's been a long technical day, so simple things like that seems like. Oh man! All right, fellas, man, how's your week and stuff been so far, man?
Dude,
man.
so busy, man. So busy. I've had car drama. I haven't had any technical drama at work, thank goodness. Everything's been going smoothly there, but life. Oh, I know, right? But life is lifing over here, man. So things have been going good. Interesting stuff in the news. I'm excited to just unpack it today.
Yeah.
Sekou?
Yeah. No, hey, same. It's been a busy week. This whole year's been busy. It just feels like one giant roller coaster, one thing to the next. So, yeah, I've gotten a chance to get back into my my little 3D printing journey again. I printed out a couple things last night, so that's been pretty fun.
Very cool.
Other than that, oh man.
What'd you print? Don't say what you didn't print. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. So I'm a big Street Fighter dude, right? Love Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta. I'm trying to get the whole cast. So I printed a big thing of what you call it, of Saget, who's like
that's my favorite one. It's my favorite character.
Yeah. So I got a really big one of him. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how big?
Him as God.
That's downstairs too, but it's like about that big. It's like maybe the size of a little bit bigger than my head, which is I just call it my head big. But
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. So I've printed. You guys have seen my cap. I printed Captain America, printed and painted. Black Panther. Jeez, I was say Black America. Black Panther is printed. Colossus is finished printing stuff currently, and so I figured out something interesting. What I started doing, and I used ChatGPT to help me with this. I got the measurement of Captain America, and Captain America in the comics, I think he was like 6'1" or something like that. In the comics, so I got that Marvel book as well. So what I started doing is I have the measurements, and I asked ChatGPT to basically give me the measurements. We want to list if Cap is 12 inches tall, we're going to standardize that as 6'1". You know what I mean? And so if Black Panther is 6'2", that means he needs to be 12 and a half or 13 inches tall. Right? If Colossus is 8 foot tall, then he's be 16 inches tall. So I started doing my printing and measurements and stuff off of that across the board.
Look at that. AI is enriching everyone's lives here. Look at that.
That's going to be super important for your side. If you decide to print the whole cast, I mean the whole roster of Street Fighter, Sekou, like you got to have those heights right.
Yeah. I have to get my next step is I'm gonna get this done, and then I'm gonna spend some time making a couple of extras just so I can get the painting down. I have to get that down. Apparently, that is one of the harder parts of this 3D printing adventures. Is that
I had to make my own colors. Like
really?
I mixed a few colors and stuff on there. Wait, sorry, I noticed. So I mixed a few colors and everything. So the navy blue. Oh shoot!
There you go. Wow.
Come on.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
The navy blue is his own
It's
mixture.
like jeans.
Yeah, it's really like jeans.
The burgundy red was his own mixture. This is like an off-white. And you can't really probably tell this over there. The silver was standard. The leather color was standard. Everything. But the blue and the red, I had to do my own mixtures along with the blue in the shield because that was a little bit difficult to put together.
Wow.
Wow. You're learning color theory too, dude.
Color theory. Who knew? You come to AI with Friends, you end up as an expert in color theory and 3D printing.
Yeah. All right. Adrian, I can't remember if you said this actually or not, but I think one of your favorite colors is green. Speaking of green, OpenAI has reportedly closed a monumental $40 billion in funding, making the largest private fundraising in history, with SoftBank mentioned as a key investor. Reports swirl in around Elon Musk has been a potential investment or also a sale option stuff into it as well. So here we go, man. Sekou, let's start with you. OpenAI has closed $40 billion.
$40 billion. I think that put them at like, what's the valuation now? Like, is it
300 billion? Yeah, 300 billion.
300 billion. Yeah, SoftBank. You know what? So far, I was watching watching an interview with someone who's talking about I guess I think it actually was the All In podcast or one of these podcasts, or you're talking with Travis, who was the former CEO of Uber.
TK?
My
former CEO.
Yeah, he was talking TK. About how
first name basis.
I know, right?
He was talking about like how things work with SoftBank is like when SoftBank invest in you, they actually don't just invest in you. They invest in you, and then part of the investment, they get close to your technology. They get behind the scenes peek of things, and they will go and invest in competing products to you. Right, that is like their thing, right?
Huh.
So I had no idea. That was like something they were saying there. So when I saw that, I was like, huh. Well, I guess there's a $40 billion. Was like a lot of strings attached and a lot of free access that you're going to be providing me. I'm giving you $40 billion to do things. So
I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
good point.
Definitely A16, yeah.
A16Z does the same thing. Geez, well, that's a tongue twister. Andreessen Horowitz. They do the same thing. So they'll select categories and then start to invest like verticals and stuff into it. And so they hedge their bets on one of these are going to win, and then quiet as kept. What they do, they'll find some of the best talent in some of these other companies and then move that talent to the winner and then have them scale up as well.
It's really smart, though. You think about it,
on
right?
their part, yeah.
You're hedging against yourself. You're making it so the reason why a lot of products they win is because there's competition in the market, right? You create your own artificial competition so that either way you win. Always you win, right? So
that's what people with money do. Wow.
I think it's interesting. But you know what? Even with that, with the story that we've been hearing is our GPUs are melting right now. Right. Help us, people. Our GPUs are melting. Like, it's true. interesting
Yeah.
thing, interesting cry out to folks. Like,
yeah, we've been going through it, just getting access to this the Chat GPT over the past couple of days here. It's been noticeable downtime and lag. I mean, the API is working great, but or is consistent at least, but the front end is suffering, and you heard it's a lot because of the image update that was just released.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Yeah.
But it's at a cost. So I guess that this investment, comes at a good time.
Well, Adrian, you just open up the portal and stuff there, man, and stuff there with their image model. And what's your thoughts and stuff, there? I mean, you just kind of started talking on anything. You think this investment is to hold up the foundation, if you will, or to build out more? Is it to hire more people? Is it a combination of everything?
I mean, it's a combination of everything, I think, because I like the image model, the new 4.0 update that came out. It was able to create more consistently than I've seen other models that I've used. It was outperforming that. So I'm talking about things like Midjourney. It does a really good job with creating images and actually using reference images as well, which has always been my pain point. Like, however, Sekou had a different experience.
Oh yeah.
Because I had it make a profile picture for me, and it was good enough for me. I'm like, oh, that's me. Okay, that's fine. But for you, it made you like Sterling K. Brown. Sterling K. Brown meets, you know what I mean? Put some Tay Diggs in there, a little dash of even Sinbad. I saw him when he gave him red hair. I don't know.
It was crazy. It's crazy. I feel like the way it works is like if they cannot find a face that's close enough to yours when it's looking at this neural network, it just grabs a default face. So I'm trying to figure out who is the default face that's being pulled, because it always looks eerily similar every single time. So it's like, who is a default face? Like someone that works at OpenAI? Is it just a random person like this out there internet, not knowing he's like gonna randomly show up on people's faces?
What I was glad it didn't do was make me what the other models did was somehow make me like Indian, like from India. So when I would put my image into their models and say, hey, make me an image off of that, I would be, I have the slick hair. You know what I mean? I got like different hair, lighter complected, and that it just looks more like Eastern or Indian than I do African American.
Yeah.
That was very consistently
done. I've seen some very creative things with the image model so far. One of those things, I've seen somebody take a picture of their notes and then have somebody write all the notes like on a whiteboard. And it has all of the notes on the whiteboard as if somebody wrote it, there. That was very creative. Unfortunately, people will find ways to do things, left or right field, and stuff with this. So two things I've seen so far, which is, it's not funny, but it's funny. But I've seen somebody create a college diploma with their name, the signature, like everything, and stuff there, and that it looks legit. It looks real and everything. Now, of course, there's other ways to validate, if it's real or whatever it be.
Yeah.
And then the one that can be very troublesome, particularly for companies. I've seen people use it to change values on receipts. And have it restructure a receipt. So if you have like a croissant that was $10, you can have it change it to be $25, and stuff, whatever. And so, yeah.
So, you know what? This makes me think of, like, I think it was a couple episodes ago where we talked about this around, like, the potential for AI for good or for evil, right? We're sitting in this conundrum of, like, what is this good for? Is it going to, destroy things? Is it going to create? And I think one of the things that this is unlocking is the ability for people who weren't able to do crimes or things like that because they didn't have the technical ability. It just lowered the barrier. Just like it's like lowering the barrier for like us to, do certain things or to automate parts of our life. It also has an effect in, a negative direction. And oh man, I have like the things that I'm seeing on the internet are crazy. There are folks creating passport photos based off of these things, especially if they have all this, all the things going on. That these are things that are happening, and as many times the innovations, they outpace policy, and I think we just leapt forward. And not a lot of folks are really acknowledging it. We'll hear about it soon in the news, I'm sure.
Yeah. So this goes back to the creation of technology and I get it. The creation of technology of the fear being led is going to take jobs and everything. And so it's both and. And so the technology itself is never the issue. It's the human intent with the technology becomes the issue. And you can't change human intent. Everything. Now you can do whatever you can to put better parameters around the technology, and then try to circumvent, those things. But watch this. That hasn't worked for money. Like, at one point, money was the new technology and stuff ordinarily, at least like, paper and everything and stuff from money and stuff is new technology. And counterfeits went through the roof. I mean, this is part of the reason why the Secret Service got invented, and stuff and everything to liberate, counterfeits, everything. And yet here we are, 100 years later, Secret Service was being invented because one technology created a whole department, and they still hiring people because you still haven't solved that issue. Like it's just, it keeps evolving, everything. And now that next technology is going to be a combination of, AI, quantum computing, where they're going to figure out how to validate or force validation of a blockchain nodes for crypto before it can actually say, hey, this money is actually there. Like and watch this. Here comes a new department or a new organization or new startup that is trying to help circumvent that thing because you can't change human intent and everything. Technology does both and everything. Yes, it will wipe away, but it will create a shit ton more and stuff and everything. Secret Service got created in 1855 or some shit, everything. And here we are 150 years later, everything, simply because technology of money created an issue of counterfeits, and they still trying to solve that issue.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, counterfeits had to be around before that. Was there any counterfeit like cowrie shells, or what was it used before money? Gold.
Gold. Oh, they had fool's gold, right?
Fool's gold, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fool's gold. That was a thing. Yeah. I think you're on to something.
You just hold it up to the sun. This ain't real gold.
I know, right?
You got to bite on it. That's how
you do it. What this reminds me of too is MP3s. So when MP3s were invented, it was cool because it was music that could live and be sent and saved digitally. But then off of MP3s, there was the rise of pirating, Napster, and things like that, which was not the original intent as well.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah,
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, like, we know what the solutions are, right? Solutions are always very similar. Watermarking, right? Embedding codes, adding something that cannot be recreated easily from there. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, what are you gonna do? I am curious what the solution for this is going to end up being. Is everything going to be two-factor or something like that? Like I got to give a drop of blood or some DNA, something you can't like put in a computer, you know?
Or just an overall regulation, like a compliance division, like what they were floating at the kind of mid last year of standing up some kind of official government level oversight committees.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys think of a technology that has not been hacked, manipulated, used for left side, right side, anything? Can you think of a technology that has not been used? So, Adrian just gave an example of MP3 that created, people at the time it was illegal or frowned upon, everything to download music for free. Anything, but can you guys think of a technology that has not?
Well, I will say
COBOL.
Who?
Yeah.
Say COBOL. COBOL. No, it's no one committing crimes of COBOL. Actually, wait 1 second. 1 second. I think that is actually not true. There was a story many years ago of someone who created a system for a financial institution that actually what was the name of the movie? It's a movie where if you remove a decimal point from a transaction, you can
Office Space.
Office Space, but it was actually based on
Superman 2. Superman. It was based on.
Why have y'all you've seen all the same movies? Y'all just met each other like a year ago. Like, what's happening?
I don't know that. I don't know how it works.
Every single time, Adrian knows exactly what movie, show, music you're talking about. As soon as you start to describe it.
You would think we grew up next to each other or something.
Right.
Yeah, Superman. It was Superman 3.
Superman 3. Yeah. So, but yeah, COBOL. Yeah. COBOL actually has been could be used and probably has been used for something evil. I really can't find much. Everything has a shadow to it, right? People have shadows, technologies have shadows. There's always a dark side to anything you do. But I think what's going to happen is just the things you see are going to need to have secondary ways to validate things that are obvious before. Need to have that. Now you go to airport now. They don't just
mobile ID.
Yeah, they do biometric scans. You go and you put your face into this thing, and it just says, "Okay, you're good." And it looks into your eyes and sees who you are, pulls up information on this screen about who you are and your ID.
Validation with ID.
Yeah. So I think that's what's going to end up happening. That technology is just going to get closer to us. We already have FIDO security, which is the main way that a lot of responsible organizations add different levels of two-factor in there. So but the thing is, for your receipts, what are you going to do with the receipts? Is there other restaurants going to have to provide this? Is there a new point of sale system that's going to connect all these dots for you? Is that a startup? Do we need to start the startup?
There we go.
A
new job opportunity.
All right. Yep. Point of sales verification. I'm gonna go and get that domain now. Okay. I'm doing
so serious too.
You bought 3 domains over the course.
A true engineer, a shit ton of domains and an unnecessary amount of unfinished repositories.
True story. True story.
That's when you know you've crossed over. Oh man, that's funny. All right, Coach. All right, here we go. Moving on. Sekou, this one for you. Apple is now bringing its Apple Intelligence capability to the Vision Pro headset. Sekou, you're the only one here on stage that currently has a Vision Pro that you keep making fun of us about and sending us screenshots, everything. I got a screenshot the other day with like 5 screens in it, along with my text message in the screen that he would let me know that he's texting me from the Vision Pro and stuff, in there too as well. So let's start with this one with you, man. What's your thoughts and stuff here with Apple Intelligence joining Vision Pro?
So I'd say when it came out from my cell phone, I was using it for a little bit, right? Trying to use it to fix up maybe a couple of messages I'm about to send, right? But it always just made them look worse. It just made them there's something you have Grammarly, you have some other tools out there.
Perplexity, you were using Perplexity too for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, now these days I use Super Whisper. I live on Super Whisper. You guys don't know about Super Whisper. That is where it's at. But yeah, I was using that, and it's just not good. The on-device AI stuff it sounds good. I understand these the security-minded part, but it's not ready for prime time. And that's probably the reason why they're pushing so many things back. Mm-hmm. The one thing that is actually kind of interesting is the notifications. That's another feature this year. So whenever you get a notification, you can choose what applications you can actually allow it to do this for, but it'll make a summary of what all your notifications are and just roll them up for you. Just make it so you can quickly glance over it. That's useful. That's the one thing. I'm glad that that's there. But for that to be something coming to the Vision Pro, I'm this is you didn't need to announce this. No one is going to care about what you're releasing Apple Intelligence for the Vision for the 25 Vision Pro owners.
Yeah,
25
on the East Bay of San Francisco. So
you don't think that this would be the pull in the final decision for somebody to go ahead and spend the $4,000 to go get one?
No, they need. So here's the problem. I'm gonna tell Apple this is the cheat code. Allow me to use the front cameras on my Vision Pro. You can't use the front cameras for anything. You can only use the virtual camera that looks at your little floating head when you're using apps. So that means if I'm using ChatGPT, I can't use the ChatGPT Vision. That means if I want to simple thing. I have a license key that I need to scan for an app that's on my Vision Pro, and the license key is a QR code. It's a QR code. And I can't turn on the front camera to scan the QR code, and I'm
oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing, guys?
Wow, that they won't allow that. I didn't know that. I thought you could for sure use the front camera.
You would think so, but then I go and I pick up my little my Oculus, my Quest 3.
Yeah.
And look, I can do all the things. You can ask was it Meta AI, hey, what's in front of me with it? And it can tell you. It's fully integrated. And I'm this is definitely a choice now. It's not that you want to be bad. You're choosing, I would like to be bad.
That's
some strategic marketing decision I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
you have to do it the Apple way. You gotta you gotta see what's out there. They see what Meta is doing on the Oculus, and then they have to make it better Like do the same thing, but make that thing better on their platform. That's what they had. That's what they need to do.
That was what Siri, I think, was supposed to be the upgraded Siri was supposed to like give some additional capabilities, but that thing is being pushed back until 2026.
Yeah.
And apparently Apple's receiving lots of lawsuits because that is a major part of what they sold people on the new iPhones. So that's pretty huge deal. I want to see how they kind of recover from this one, but man.
I would say this too, and I'm not sure if they're doing this. It's moments like this in history and time where this small bit of discomfort can create opportunity for somebody else or anything. And I give you an example. I've seen nothing where they're working on this or whatever it may be. But apparently OpenAI is. If I'm Amazon, this is the perfect time to create a cell phone. This is the perfect time to create a cell phone. You know, because then what you showcase with the update of Alexa and what it can do, and if that is good at best, you have an opportunity to grab, segments of the market. I'm not saying you're about to take over. I'm not saying you're doing this, but you have an opportunity to grab segments of the market, everything, because we all want that assistant that can be attached to us, and there's no device that we're attached to more color right than our cell phones. This is the issue with Humane. This is what they were trying to become the new attachment. Nobody actually do attachment. We like this attachment. The attachment itself is not the problem. We want more in the attachment, everything, and so that's not the the issue and stuff there. And so I think it's an opportunity and everything. And so, for them, particularly too, like with if Alexa really came and they got Alexa in cars, and stuff, already, we'll see how that function goes. That's nothing. I was being interviewed for that team, and I was told this. I'll be honest, I chickened out. I was told that it was a team that's going to be in charge of putting Alexa in cars and stuff, right? Across the board, for all cars, models, things like that. Okay, cool. Bet. Okay, sweet. How big is the team? 5.
Woo. Yeah. That's intimidating.
That math is
honest with you.
Yeah.
Yes. That I gotta be honest, I kind of chicken out there, everything. And so, but yeah, yeah, that they have this opportunity, and then with the Apple Vision Pro, I feel like for me, the Apple Vision Pro is still a great experience. It's still a great experience about two things. So what you can do from the movies, to the spatial audio, I feel like they really have taken the lead in spatial computing, to as well. And so it's still a great experience. The problem with the Apple Intelligence right now is that you have a company like Snapchat who is ahead of you in the AI segment.
And that's wild. Because what is Snapchat's AI?
Yeah, and Snapchat has been they integrate theirs very early. They're using OpenAI. They're using a combination of OpenAI and Gemini.
It's called My AI.
My AI.
My AI. Wow.
And from what? Yeah. So watch this. My goddaughter says she uses it a ton. She says she uses that more. She uses ChatGPT. So it seems like the younger demographic are using, a lot of these tools and everything still. Everything, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Everything. I feel like I don't know what it's the hold up. I don't know what, I know they just fired somebody who was over.
Oh yeah, they fired the head of Siri, and they brought in the person who made the Vision Pro, into
was that Mike Rockwell? He was the head of the Vision Pro team. Yeah.
So, I use the Vision Pro every day. Like this has definitely saved me from purchasing a television. I can tell you that, because I was going to get a television in my office, and I was like, I'm good to go.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna strap the television to my head. That's okay.
Exactly. Put it on face there, yeah. But it's great, and for productivity, it's amazing. Is it $3,500 worth of productivity? I don't know if it's that much, but it's a great experience. You know what it reminds me of? I'm not sure if you guys had a friend like this. A friend that had like a Neo Geo back in the day. Remember
I knew you were about to say that.
I
knew you were about to say that.
I
knew you was about to say that.
If you knew someone that had a Neo Geo back in the day, man.
Yeah.
That was Fatal. What was it? Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury. Yeah.
Fatal Fury was on that. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember had a friend of mine that had a Neo Geo. Like, I don't know what he did to get one of those things, because those things were super, super, super expensive. And they only had like a couple of games, right? Only a couple of games. Like, they had Fatal Fury, maybe like a shooting game, but that's about it. But they were just the best games ever, right? So I feel like I feel like I'm the kid of Neo Geo. That's it.
Yeah. Or what's it called? Sony CD or Sega CD.
Oh, Sega CD. Yeah.
I think that I want to touch back on what Marlon said earlier about your idea about the phone, Amazon's phone. Now, here's an idea I want to ask you to. Would you take a phone that was LLM driven, like completely, where the interface was that? So if you have a basic phone, if you think about like Kendrick Lamar's company PG Lang, they had this prototype phone about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. This minimalist kind of phone that looked like an Amazon Kindle first generation. But do you envision a time, and would you? Is that something that you would be interested in? A phone that just was, time and alerts, but no apps. Everything was LLM, MCP driven.
I think I would. I would actually be ready for that today. They have those phones that are like no distraction phones. Like they're like not smart.
Yeah, it would be that.
Like that. But it's just voice. I think. Yeah, I would buy that today. Because you know what it is? I do feel like the cell phones are, they do take a lot out of you, but I don't think I could actually depart from having, access to ChatGPT or some type of LM that I can do things with, because it's so useful in my life. But the doom scrolling, the TikTok, stuff like that, it would be nice to have a world where I just have just the AI side, but not the rest of the things personally. Yeah.
Me and Marlon were talking about yesterday too, how there's some, you go on social media, there's some, and you got to go on social media to look at, to get something done. There's something that you need to find or something like that. And then you get distracted along the way and go down rabbit holes or whatnot. It would just, something like that, something like this with a
squirrel.
Yeah.
So my mind, I really like that question, Adrian. My mind went somewhere else when you said LLM driven phone. For me, an LLM driven phone, man, I swear, Apple, bro, I'm making you guys so much fucking money. My phone's in there. Adrian, you're on to something, bro. Everything. I'm gonna take what you said and I'm gonna build on top of it. Because an LLM driven phone, it still has all the applications.
Yep.
It has all the applications. It has all of your photos, your Ubers, all different things and stuff, right? The difference is in your LLM driven phone, the initial home screen is the voice assistant that can do and connect to everything. And so when you open your phone, the home screen now is this advanced voice looking component on the home screen, and you're even going to it and say, hey, can you call me an Uber? Hey, I'm looking for those pictures I took probably about 3 years ago. I had on some red Jordans. I can't remember which one it is. And then boom, everything. Here's 17-inch images. It's that. Hey, can you make a note that I need to go grocery shopping and get apples, oranges, blueberries, and milk, everything. And literally, you're just putting your phone back down. But like you said, with the infrastructure of that, it can connect to you're on to something, bro. You're really on to something. Okay, here you go. Apple, hire us. Fuck. Here we go. Just like you have, what's the spatial computing SDK called for Apple?
ArcKit, is that the guy? Yeah, Arc. I think it's ArcKit. That's the augmented reality.
No. It's Vision OS SDK. I got it. It's Vision OS. So it's Vision OS. Everything. So you have Vision OS. You did the same. You have ARKit. You did the same thing for Swift. And everything. And so basically, what you essentially do, you start to kind of like build like these environments for engineers for SDKs and stuff and everything that can connect to all. Everything. Particularly start off with the functions of the internal functions of the Apple phone itself and everything, and then you allow other partners and stuff to connect, to it. So you did the same thing for Siri, everything, you do it for your photo app, the photo app and everything. So it has the ability to scan QR codes, scan text messages, things like that. Okay, here we go. Everything. What you do, Apple, is you create a agent LLM OS. You create the infrastructure. Apple creates the infrastructure, and it allows the world to connect to it, so Siri can connect to every fucking thing else.
Yep.
You do that. Yeah. Fuck all this creating your own LLM shit. Everything. You've lost that race. You Snapchat's ahead of you. Whatever. Everything.
I like the less the bars. Snapchat is ahead of you. You should just give up.
Well, so you've lost that race. You lost that race. Okay. All right. Cool. That's fine. Whatever. But you're still Apple, which means also too you still have the ecosystem, and your ecosystem is what makes give you the opportunity to win in this race and everything. And so you create an SDK, you create an OS that is agent based that can connect and have it do functions in the background where Siri is the front end and stuff of it. That's what you do.
Yep.
An AI LLM OS, whatever you want to fucking call it, you probably should call it AI with Friends OS. Anyway, everything. And so, you create that OS and then you get the world. It's the same thing you did with the fucking App Store. You took the internet and you put it on the phone. Yeah. The AI is going to be bigger than the internet. Take AI and put it back on the phone and make the world connect to it.
Hey, you know what? The MCP revolution is starting to happen. I think it's connects it all, right?
I'm done, bro.
Because APIs are like they're done.
They're
APIs
done.
They have a shelf life.
I've been saying it for like 2 years.
It's gone.
Yeah.
MCPs is what's going to be required. Oh man, we just missed this piece of news. So AWS MPC servers for code assistance. They just put out a nice little blog about how they have patterns for integrating MCP into developer workflows. Oh man, this is. Oh wow, this is great. Oh, sorry. Hey, you know what? I should just save this for the Discord, folks.
Yeah.
Come to Discord. I'll drop a link in there, and we can have the conversation. But we feel like MCPs right now are the future. You know, everyone is switching over to that. It's going to be the default way of like providing interfaces. It'll be MCP first, then API second, then eventually it'll just be MCP. So
while we're at it, while we're saving Apple, Apple, here's how you say Apple TV. Make it open for creators.
Like Tubi?
Not exactly like Tubi.
Although that would be a very fun future.
You know,
the Tubi version of Apple TV. That would be
something. You make it open. Make it open like YouTube, or have a segment of where it's open, where you can even just pick. I will pick. I'm tired of saving these things. I would pick the top 100 because you're Apple. 70 of them is going to complete the program. I will create a program where I would allow them to pitch ideas on the content that they want to create, and then I will partner with them, and then we do the production and all the different things like that, and we create a 10 episode series or whatever it may be, an hour long, like whatever it may be, skits. I don't care, everything. And you do that, in partnership and stuff with them, to kick off the viewership or the reliving aspect of Apple TV.
Yeah,
because literally that's where they think about this. It took long enough. We're finally getting to the point now where commercials are now becoming content driven.
Okay.
Big brands, you've been asked it for a while, whatever everything. Like a good commercial is far it is hard to come by, as I found. Yeah. But now I've bought so much unnecessary stuff on TikTok. Because a creator has become the commercial, and stuff of it. And then what happens is you're right in time. You can run this program for 6 months. That means you'll be right on time to do an integration of something like live social shopping when it takes off next year.
Yep.
By the way, fun fact, my phone is in there. I created a live social shopping platform. No, it wasn't live. Take that back. It was a social media shopping platform for sneakers like 8 years ago. Unfortunately, being too early is just the same as being too late.
Yep.
It's true.
Well,
what you don't know until you try. So.
Speaking of our potential cell phone buddies over there, Amazon Science has introduced Nova Act, a new framework specifically designed for evaluating the performance and the reliability of AI agents and action sequence models and everything. Sekou, let's go back to you, man. Let's start with you. What's your thoughts and stuff over here with this one?
Yeah, I think Amazon is coming with it. They're putting the foot in their gas on this. Ever since they started working on like creating their own models, their partnership with Anthropic, they went from, I wonder how they're gonna pull this off with OpenAI and other folks stealing all the spotlight, to like, there's a lot going on over there. So as far as for the Nova Kit, like I think that The benchmarking is a really challenging space right now. We know that was it Gemini 2.5 was released last week, and it just destroyed all the benchmarks that are out there. But you see these benchmarks, and you actually try these tools yourself, and it's hit or miss. They're good at some things and really bad at others. And if the benchmarks aren't tuned properly, then yeah, you'll get something to tell you that something's a winner when it's not. So I think the fact that they're entering this space is pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot of buzz, a lot of new things happening on the Nova side of the house.
Adrian?
Yeah. I ran across Nova Act, and it's like a gut punch, I feel like, to to what everyone else is doing. Because when I think of the friction points, when it comes to the friction points at OpenAI and other companies, Anthropic as well, is about the getting the scraping aspect. What you can do with Nova Act just blows that out the water. Like there's no fight, and there's no more fight left. There's no more avoiding that anymore, because this is something that you can talk to and coach through doing specific web actions. So if you needed to buy a plane ticket, it's not going the MCP route to do that. It's using their own browser or your browser, sorry. So it's kind of a Magnus adjacent product where it's computer use. It's using your browser to do the actions to get it done directly without back-end API communication. So all those, the precautions and things that are set up to block scraping, this just renders those obsolete right now, basically.
Really? So you can go through any, because we've talked about that. We have when we've tried to use LLMs to do searches and things like that, you'll see that sites are blocking them and things like that. Even from anything LLM, we were seeing that a couple weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm. So I was seeing that yesterday.
Yeah. So Nova can get past those.
Nova can absolutely get past those. You can tell it, okay, it's going to come, the window's going to pop up, close that, select these cookies that you want selected, close this pop-up if they show it. The demo seemed very personal. If you look at AWS's YouTube channel, it seemed like they really had an axe to grind when it came to creating the content for this. Because it seemed like, let's just see how we can get around these limitations that are there right now by just using plain language to walk my computer through doing this exact thing. Opening up the web browser, buying a plane ticket, scrape or getting the content, summarizing this article, getting past this paywall potentially. I don't know, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting that they would do that, because I was curious how much that this would catch on. What's the likelihood of going the Nova Act route? What are you trying to accomplish necessarily? How does this relate to businesses? Because it seems like you could train this to do mid-level admin work. When it comes to data gathering, or maybe some stuff that you would have to hire an intern to do directly, a more manual process. But other than that, it's I have so many questions for the team as far as what they see as the roadmap for this product, because it looks like a big they're really thumbing their noses at the blocks that people are putting up around web automation. You're like puppeteering, Cheerio, the things that we use, libraries that we use to scrape websites. It's really just You know,
For me,
we'll take it from here, basically. Yep.
Yeah, for me, this strengthens Alexa.
Absolutely strengthens Alexa. Absolutely.
This strengthens Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Now because it's showing you the steps, the tasks, and the components to go do things in a browser. But we also do, if you can do it in a browser, it's very, very easier, maybe even easier to do it without a browser and everything too as well. And so this very much this strengthens the component and everything for the Alexa and everything. And so yeah, I think going back to the cell phone thing, I mean, this is the guys, if you guys want to create a new market, if you guys watch this.
Don't do it.
Ooh, yes. See, this is why this is why I watch Marvel movies.
I think I know where you're going.
This is why I watch Marvel movies and everything, because I get these evil plans in my head and everything into a business idea and everything. Here we go. Create a phone. Start now. You guys got the hardware. You got all this and everything figured out. You gotta figure out the software. Everything. Are you going to use Android? You're going to create your own. Okay, whatever it may be. All right. Create a hardware. All right, create a cell phone stuff, right? So do all that. Allow the application to close, and the people who buy the phone first get access to TikTok. Buy TikTok. Buy TikTok. And the people who get the phone have access to TikTok and stuff again, and then boom, there you go. Kick off to
Take
your
money.
Kick off to your race and everything. So that, remember, Samsung did the same thing with what's the movie, like the highest grossing movie of all time? No, not Avatar. Yeah, Avatar.
Avatar. No. Yeah, Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, Samsung did the same thing. They put the movie on the Samsung Galaxy One, to display the new graphics and everything. So,
what a time.
Good work, really.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Manus, a platform focused on AI agent development, has introduced a mobile application and a new subscription plan, everything for its users. There's stuff there. It says the development reflects the growing interest in investments in AI agents. It makes the agent technology more accessible for management and signals personalization and the agent development space, providing sustainable business models and for tool providers. Adrian, we'll start with you. Everything, what's your thoughts here on this agentic world that is being built out in front of us?
This one was interesting because just the way Manus is positioning itself, I found interesting. First off, if you look at their app that they came out with this announcement in the App Store, it looks to be, if you look at the app and then read the comments in the review section, as well as the comments in the Reddit subreddit for Manus as well, it's all kind of giving me the same story of this being a targeted application for kind of your higher class people, your Beverly Hills, your people on that one date nap. What's that one date nap? You got to be like exclusive to get on. What's that called? I forgot. It's on the West Coast. What's that thing called?
Black
but
Planet?
It's like all they nah. No. Not Black Planet. It's like it's something like it's like it's what, like, you'll go up there and see, like,
is it Elite Singles? No.
It's not that.
I'm looking them up right now, so it's not Pop the Balloon. Oh, Luxy.
Nah,
is it Luxy?
That sounds closer.
I think it's Luxy. I think you're talking about Luxy.
Oh,
Yeah, Lexi is an app that offers bespoke matching based off of exclusivity.
Hmm.
I think this is
So
it.
it's like, yeah, it's one of those, but it's used by, you got to get access to it. It's a very exclusive community of high earning individuals that get on.
Oh, there's another one, Raya.
Raya, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's
Raya.
the one.
Yeah,
I've been out the game too long, so
yeah. Raya is the app. So it seems like Manus is like that, where if you look at their pictures in the app store for this app that they came out with, it's like, what neighborhoods are safe near me? Like, and kind of rich people questions like, how much does this jet cost? And things like that. So that's interesting.
Yeah. There's no
the
way
second
bias
part,
can be in that.
no way. And the second part is that Manus is specializing in computer use, and so they have access to, if granted permission, your files or things on your phone. And I'm thinking, ain't no way in Hades that it's going to be Manus that's going to be the one that I'm going to be handing over my kind of like data to like that. I'm not ready for it. And plus, a lot of the comments are saying that they charge you like basically like JetBlue does, where for everything along the way, they're going to charge you.
They have like a credit system apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they.
You know what I mean?
Are they using like Fortnite bucks right now? Is that or Robux?
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks.
Goodbye.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have their own currency.
Yeah.
That is a thing, though. That is a thing. I am seeing more folks that are providing like their own like credit system in order to do it, or charge you per API call, which is like, I don't think we're actually like, we haven't like really thought about this change that is happening. That has not been a model for selling your services by request to consumers. And that is appearing right now because, it's still super expensive to run some of this stuff. But now I think it's actually just catching on as the new SaaS model is to charge people per actual API request. Like, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Sekou, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Condition Owner, with Manus?
So, I haven't had a chance to try Manus yet. I think it's growing in interest. I think this is also based in China, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
I won't say Tokyo, but I could be wrong.
Is it Tokyo? But
I thought I saw something in Tokyo.
But yeah, I haven't played too much with it. I'm always excited to see new things come on the board, but like always for these things, I'm actually getting a little bit slower on trying some of these new technologies, just because you give them so much information, there's so much trust you're kind of giving away, and you don't know where the information is going. Even when it comes to Gemini, because like Gemini really doesn't give you an option to not train your data on things, right? So I'm always like, I don't want my information trained on, even though I'm using other people's other training that's happened. I don't want to be part of it. I guess what I used to call that back in the old days. So leecher, is that the term?
Yeah, you're a leecher.
A leecher, yeah, that's me. 100% a leecher. Yes, I just consume. I consume all the things. I don't provide back. I don't add to the ecosystem. So, but
yeah, that's me on Stack Overflow. I'm a leecher.
Oh man, that's interesting. When the last time you guys used Stack Overflow?
Stack Overflow.
It's been a while.
Are they still alive right now? I mean, that's a definitely. I mean, they.
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't I almost forgot it existed.
Yeah.
I'm not even logged in anymore. Wow.
Okay, people are
That's
still posting.
crazy. Yeah.
What about was it Quora?
Quora. Stack Overflow killed Quora for me.
Yeah, it looks like this. Oh, they had an ever overflow AI. AI
Really?
feature to supercharge our workflows.
Huh.
Interesting.
Enhanced search, Stack Overflow for VS Code. And can they survive from stuff in this? Like I haven't, man. I think this is equivalent for me. This is equivalent to like using Ask G's over Google. Like it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
perfect
definitely I'm definitely using somebody's LLM to get my coding questions and stuff done. Okay. Well, fellas, you see, did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Oh man. I was looking at the time. I'm like, dang, I didn't even know. I thought we were like 30 minutes in. I'm not. That flew by. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time flies me having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun. Okay. Well, fellas, man, it's been another fantastic episode and stuff in this, man. We've talked about Darkwing Duck over there, and the Mr. Scrooge over there, OpenAI, raising $40 billion. You know, they with SoftBank. We also went over to Apple Vision Pro. And Apple Vision Pro, they say they are bringing Apple Intelligence capabilities to the Vision Pro. And then Amazon has announced their Nova Act, everything, which is their framework for agents and stuff. We see coming to the play. And then Manus AI with their Asian developer toolkit too as well. Guys, man, I mean it's been a great episode. Guys, join the Discord and stuff if you haven't done so. It is in the show notes. Right? You know what we're gonna start doing? We're gonna start giving shout outs to new members or anything who's joined the Discord and stuff on there. So we'll start doing shout outs. Maybe have like your name or something, you know, scrolling to the bottom and stuff there. But definitely like, subscribe, comment, all those things. Sekou, man, closing words and stuff here.
Yeah. Hey, you know to find me on all platforms. Sekou the Wise. It was a great episode. Really enjoyed this one. Yeah, you know we're all practitioners. We're learning about AI in our own different ways. I think the NCP. I'm on team NCP, and that I think is the future. Come to Discord, have a chat with me. Let's talk about it. So,
Adrian.
Cool. Adrian Poupon, like Grey Poupon, on all platforms. Check me out. Holler at me. Join the Discord for sure. We're gonna be making some more videos potentially in the near future. So we're excited about that. Hopefully we'll have you guys around to check them out. We just want to really educate, motivate, and inspire at the end of the day.
Cool. I am Marlon Avery and on all platforms, along with AI Friends Podcast on all platforms too as well. And with that being said, we are out. You know, don't be like Apple, be like more like Snapchat. Okay.